Woohoo!
Are we on? We're on.
We're on. Number
31.
31, and I'm Carol,
I'm Judy.
And I'm Peggy.
and that's us. And we have
We're the Wildflowers.
once again we have an audience member,
Yes.
Lisa. Hi, say hi.
Lisa.
Very controlling.
I know her. She would just wave. She would make us say, "Oh, there's an audience," and there'd be no voice coming from there. You know.
We had a good session last one, I thought.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
we need a
did.
part two.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so too.
The session was, in case you missed, it was all about the Second Amendment, and Judy gave us a really great historical lesson as well as
you.
just.
It was very informative.
Yes.
And the next time I go to the bookstore, I'm going to buy a copy of the Constitution. Every time I go, I don't think of it. And I would like a copy of it.
It's
anyway,
always
so.
good to just,
Yeah.
it inspired me to do that. Remember during the last election when the Gold Star family member, he pulled it out of his chest pocket and he was to correct essentially language
That's right.
and
he's an
former
immigrant.
president, right?
Yeah.
Was saying, and I thought, how great to just pull something out in case you ever need to
Sure.
use it
Right,
yourself
yeah.
and say, let's look this up. Here, let me show you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, one quick thing I wanted to share if you may remember a few episodes earlier, we had Steve Alpert on our podcast, and it was for his
And the
book.
Tijuana book.
So that was Alpert.
I know. I had to say it out loud.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I stopped myself.
No, not quite enough. Not quite enough. Anyway, we talked about his book that he did in conjunction with others. Proudly She Served. Well, there's going to be a book signing and a portrait unveiling highlighting the military women at Tribeca at Barnes & Noble in the city on June 13th. It's from 6:30 to 8. And there'll be a book signing, and it will include the unveiling of the 12 portraits with local dignitaries and women veteran portrait participants. So,
That sounds amazing.
yeah, again, June 13th.
Yeah.
And it's at Barnes & Noble Tribeca store, which is 97 Warren Street, New York, New York.
It's a pretty
So some of the women are going to be there?
Yeah,
Oh.
So I plan to be there, and I think we're going to try to see if we
Yeah,
can.
definitely.
Lisa, you're more than
Yeah.
welcome to go with us, and so I just wanted to throw that out.
Good for Steve.
okay.
Well done.
Yes.
All right. So who's got the wine?
Oh, I do. Okay.
Oh, she does.
Today is I want white lately. I've been
The
I've been
weather
going
is
up.
changing.
The weather's changing.
You know,
That's
spring
so-
and summer. You want those
Yes.
nice, crisp white wines.
I went back to 777. Liz wasn't there. We missed you,
Aw,
Liz.
sorry,
okay,
Liz.
so but I did get a Chardonnay.
Yay,
'cause
my
Peggy
favorite.
was whinging about the Chardonnay.
Oh, I
last
was
time.
not.
Oh, you're a whinger.
Yeah, you are.
and,
Lisa, you want to come and get your one?
This one, I like the label. This is how I choose my wine. Labels and prices, I guess. So this one, the label I thought was so pretty.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's called Prophecy.
Oh, nice.
And I like the title.
The title would be right up
Prophecy is
your-
nice, and it says it's a buttery Chardonnay. I like a buttery Chardonnay.
I do too. I like a buttery Chardonnay as long as it's not too buttery.
So
I'm not a Chardonnay drinker,
and it
but
wasn't
I'm gonna do it.
expensive. So this was $13.99.
Okay.
It's from California in 2019, and I did look it up before.
I don't know if I could go with such a cheap wine after our last
I
one.
know,
Really,
I know.
Judy.
I'm sorry. If I would have known, you would have done that. I bought this before.
That's
But the
totally fine.
details for this is a Prophecy buttery Chardonnay showcases the rich bounty of California wine growing. The wine opens with delicate floral notes and quickly moves into a smooth and creamy mouthfeel that is nicely balanced by mouth-filling notes of toasted pear, spiced apple, and vanilla.
All
So
right.
let's see what it
Let's
says.
give
What
it
are
a
we gonna-
shot.
So what are we going to raise our glasses to?
Well,
Just,
I think when this airs, it'll be around Peggy's birthday.
That's
Ah,
right.
or
Happy
Easter.
birthday,
Happy
Peggy.
Easter.
Yes,
Very
yes,
nice.
yes. Well, this will air. This will be the week after Easter.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
So your birthday
Don't have a happy
and your
Easter.
daughter's.
That's
Yes,
right.
that's
yes.
I remember Jessica.
Yes, you did. Oh, I like it. It is buttery.
You know what? I get that.
Yeah.
I do get
I
that.
don't
Yeah.
like it as much.
It's very buttery.
I'm not.
Yeah.
No.
See, I used to love the really buttery ones, and then
Yes,
I
I didn't
moved
smell
away
it
from
first.
them. I
like
moved
the
away from
buttery
them.
one. Like I like the bread and butter one, the Chardonnay, which is really good.
Yeah, I've had
Oh,
that. It's
you know.
okay. Buttercream. I used to drink buttercream a lot. I'm kind of moving away from the buttery and just doing like a little oaky and less butter.
It's okay. It's not. I don't know what. There's something about this that's just hitting me a bit bitter. Towards the
Yeah, I'm
end.
not a fan. I've got to
And I
say.
don't like that.
What about you, Lisa?
I'm not big on Chardonnay, but
Right.
it's okay.
All right.
Yeah, it's all right. It's a very nice smooth Chardonnay.
It is
but
smooth.
but you have to like the butteriness of it, and
I thought-
as I said, I'm moving away from that.
I think I like the butteriness. I don't like the Chardonnay.
See, and I like a what.
Well, Chardonnay
All right,
is known for its butter and its oak.
Yes. We really need a sommelier to come in here.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Yeah. All right, so that's the wine. Profit.
What- how many
you might like it.
wildflowers?
I would say 3.5.
2.5. 2.5, I say.
Now, let me ask you this. What are you basing it on? Like, what you prefer? Like, if you buy it again when you give it those wildflowers? Or
Yes.
Okay. So if that were the case, I wouldn't give it any wildflowers. I would never
But
buy
you
it.
don't even like Chardonnay,
Yeah,
so
Right,
like
right. I give it
I like
So,
Chardonnay.
yeah.
I do like
Yeah.
Chardonnay, but this is not the one
I wouldn't
like.
buy this one.
Okay.
But I don't think it's a terrible Chardonnay
Right.
because this is the kind I used to like to drink.
Oh.
I just stopped drinking the buttery ones.
Okay.
They're a little overwhelming.
Well, that's
you
what I
know?
wanted to ask you why
Yeah.
you stopped drinking the
Because I started finding them a little overwhelming. It's like, okay, there's too much butter.
It's not butter.
And I just started trying different
Parquet,
kinds. You know, I like a little bit of oak, but not too much because I used to like them real oaky too, and I don't anymore.
So
Not
our
hokey.
taste buds, our taste buds definitely did change.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
You know,
Yeah.
'cause I've noticed that with different wines. Like wines I've used to love, they
Yeah.
not anymore.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm still drinking my Banter.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna bring a Chardonnay one of these times that isn't buttery,
Okay.
and that I think you guys will
All
like.
right, do that.
So I'll do that.
And we'll have to raise
You'll
our
look forward to.
yay.
Well, you like the Viennais, and that is
That was-
that is
Yeah.
really pretty much a
That was
Chardonnay.
delicious.
You know,
Okay.
same grape.
We should do on our annual, our 1 year, bring back our favorite wine from each
Oh, I
episode.
like that idea.
And that one would have to be
Yeah, that was a
That's a
good one.
good
yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
You're thinking.
I'm
Now's
full
the
of
time.
good ideas.
And I think
Yeah.
we should have audience members come, invite them.
Yes.
Make it a party.
So
I
then
love
we
a party.
bring back like 3 different kinds.
Yeah, yeah.
How that
to
would
bring
be
back
good.
that $65.
No, that's not fair.
joking.
We would have to chip in $20 each for that one.
I'm just joking.
That's hysterical.
Yeah.
No, that is fun.
Yeah.
And then depending where I am
Yeah.
financially, maybe I could.
No.
But,
So I see a book.
yes, you do. And I got to
We
tell
did the
you.
booze. Now we're on the book.
Books, booze, books, and we've bantered already. Okay, so I picked The Thread Collectors, and this is by Shaunna Edwards and Alyson Richman. And I read this in November, and I've been wanting to share this on the podcast ever since, but it's just I had other commitments with other books and that kind of thing. I absolutely loved this book,
nice.
The Thread Collectors. It takes place in New Orleans in 1863, and it has one of the protagonists is Stella, and what she does is she embroiders, and she's a black woman, she's enslaved. She embroiders maps on cloth, and it helps the people that she's helping, the men, to escape to get out and to get to where the Union is. I have to read it because I'm babbling right now. So it helps them escape their situation. It's very risky, but nobody knows what she's doing when she's doing these maps with the thread.
Right. So she's kind of like a spy.
Yeah.
Really.
Well, she's not a spy.
Yeah, but you know,
She's
Underground Railroad.
yeah. And at the same time, that's going on. Lily, she's a Jewish woman in New York City, and she's making a quilt for her husband, who is stationed in Louisiana and then also with the Union Army. So Stella's boyfriend, they weren't really married, she couldn't be married because she was owned. Her boyfriend and Lily's husband end up meeting up with each other in the union because he did escape. And so much, both women risk so much in their lives for what they believe.
Can I just ask a question? I'm puzzled. So he's in the Union Army and he was stationed in Louisiana?
Yeah.
Oh, so it wasn't a Confederate stronghold at the time?
No,
Oh, okay.
yeah. But good question, very good question.
I'm full of good questions.
You are. You're full of something. Butter Chardonnay. No. So both women, they risk so much in their lives because, if she were caught, it could mean death.
Yeah.
And what is interesting is that Lily, whose husband is in the Union Army, has family members who are in the South who are with the Confederacies. And so it reminds me similar today with families struggling with what, the Republicans and Democrats, and we have family members who are Trumpers and we're not,
Right.
that kind of thing. So it's dealing with that. But I just wanted to read a few paragraphs of just the beginning of the book to give you a flavor of this book because it is just so well written and so enjoyable. Okay.
I like chocolate.
You like chocolate?
Where did that come from?
What?
There's some over
She's
there.
going to give us a flavor of
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. It's New Orleans, Louisiana, March 1863. She opens the door to the Creole cottage just wide enough to ensure it is truly him. Outside, the pale moon is high in the sky, illuminating only half of William's face. Stella reaches for his sleeve and pulls him inside. He is dressed to run. He wears his good clothes, but has chosen his attire thoughtfully, ensuring the colors will camouflage in the wilderness that immediately surrounds the city. In his hand, he clasps a brown canvas case. They have only spoken in whispers during their clandestine meetings about his desire to fight, to flee. The city of New Orleans teeters on the precipice of chaos, barely contained by the Union forces occupying the streets. Homes abandoned, businesses boarded up. Stella's master comes back from the front every 6 weeks, each time seeming more battered, bitter, and restless than the last. And that's just the beginning. And what's interesting is that it's written by two authors. Alyson Richman is a friend of ours, and I love her writing. And it's loosely based on both of the authors' histories. So they both
family histories?
Families' histories,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So like I said, I read this in November, and many books ago, but it's still one of my favorites. And it was sad, tragic, and written in such an engaging way. But I gotta say, it's not as disturbing as the Underground Railroad was. That one was just.
That was heart-wrenching.
Have you read the
No, but I remember you
Oh my
talking
God,
about
it was just heart-wrenching.
I mean, that-
Okay, so
Yeah, and
Yeah.
this one, there are scenes in it that were upsetting and just made you angry, but it wasn't to the degree that that was. It also has a satisfying ending, even though some of the characters I love didn't make it to the last page. So I first met Alyson when I worked at Borders Books, and I hosted her for her very first novel called The Mask Carver's Son, and I've been a fan of her writing ever since. So I really hope you get a copy of the
Yeah.
Thread Collectors.
When did that come
she's
out?
a Long Island author, actually.
is she?
Alyson.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah,
uh-huh.
yeah, and I'd like to see if we can even get her on the podcast, and I think she might.
I know. I mentioned that to you. That would be so
Yeah,
interesting.
Yeah, it, absolutely. So it's a fast but satisfying read. So
Yeah.
Good
the
review.
Thread Collectors. So if either of you want to borrow it,
Yeah.
it's up for the
Cool.
taking.
Cool.
Thank
So-
you.
Oh no, thank you, Alyson and Shaunna. I'd love to know if we were to host her, what it's like to write with another author.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Because
Yeah.
I've tried in the past with one other person to write, and she tried to convince me to write with her, and I was like, all right, we'll try it, and I just did not like it. I'm just not one to work on a work of fiction with
Is
somebody else.
the other author Long Island
No.
I don't know. I
No,
don't know.
and but this
Yeah.
is her first novel.
Right.
The other author, this was
Okay.
her
Yeah.
first. So yeah, let me see where it says where she's from. I'm sure it would say somewhere.
And is this fairly new? Did it come out?
It came out last year.
Okay.
It did come out last year. She is from Harvard College, NYU School of Law.
Oh, right.
A former corporate lawyer and now works in diversity, equity, and inclusion. She's a native Louisianan and raised in New Orleans and currently lives in Harlem with her husband.
So she's in New
So
York.
she's a New Yorker, so maybe we can have them both.
Yeah.
So that would be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But thank you for engaging.
Good review.
That would be an interesting panel to have Susan Isaacs, Alyson, Long Island authors,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Brainstorming.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
Carol Honig.
I'm gonna take a sip of my water.
All right, so who's got the topic, Miss Peg?
I do, but before I start the topic, I wanted to bring something up to everybody in the banter, and I forgot
All
about
right,
it.
so what is it?
So I was reading this morning, and there is a new tax form coming out for federal income tax.
For next year?
Yeah, and it's going to be 4 simple questions, and then you file your taxes. Okay? So question number 1 was, what was your income last year? Question number 2 was, what were your expenses last year? And question number 3 is, what do you have left? And question number 4 is, send it to us.
April Fools has passed.
It isn't April Fool's. This is a segue into our topic today, which is jokes. So this was actually a joke that I found.
Really?
And I said, oh my God, I'm going to play a joke in everybody.
And you know what I was doing? I was watching your face.
I know, and you shouldn't have done that.
Yeah,
because that's what made my smile come. I
Yeah.
said, oh God, I'm going to smile.
Yep. And she did. So there you have it.
So anyway, so because our last topic was so serious and heart-wrenching, I said, oh God, I have the next topic. I have to make it something very light. And I didn't have a lot of time anyway, and I waited till the last minute. I said, okay, I'm going to do like a history of jokes.
But that's kind of hard too, though.
It was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be very easy,
Yeah.
and it wasn't that. There's not a lot out there
That's
on
what
it.
I mean. I would think-
So anyway, I will get started by just reading the definition of a joke. We all know what a joke is, right?
I'm
right?
a joke.
So you're a joke.
I'm
You're not a joke.
Thank you.
You're not a joke.
Oh, thank you.
Do you guys, are you good at telling jokes?
I'm not.
No, not good
No.
at telling jokes.
I like them
Are
a
you?
lot.
Are
I'm
you
not
good
good
at
at
telling
them.
jokes?
No.
I am the worst at telling jokes. I never remember it. I usually leave a part out.
Yes.
It's terrible.
Oh, wait. I forgot something. So
I know. Oh, that's right. No. Wait, let's go back a little bit.
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
otherwise the joke doesn't make sense. You have to,
Right.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, we'll get to that.
Okay.
All about jokes. So
Okay.
anyway, so I'm going to read, it's a display of humor, of course, and I'm going to read a short definition. So a joke is a short, humorous piece of oral literature. It's considered literature.
Okay.
It's one of the earliest forms of oral literature,
See, now that's interesting.
in which the funniness culminates in the final sentence called the punchline. In fact, the main condition is that the tension should reach its highest level at the very end. No continuation relieving the tension should be added. As for its being oral, it is true that jokes may appear printed, but when further transferred, there is no obligation to reproduce the text verbatim, as in the case of poetry.
Oh.
Like you can change things around.
right,
And I
alright.
noticed that I'm reading like 10,000 jokes the last couple of days, that there's some of them are the same jokes with a little slightly different
Yes.
scenario.
Did you find yourself laughing at any of them?
Yeah, some of them I did, but I also found out about something else. But I don't want to bring that up yet because that's another step.
Oh,
So then I'm trying to be organized. You see how usually I'm just jumping
Yeah,
around
I see
pages.
something
So
scribbled out.
number 2, I wanted to put C notebook, so I did. So.
See no.
Okay, so jokes are the oldest form of storytelling. So I'm going to tell you a joke. Let's see. 4,000 years ago, scribes in southern Mesopotamia copied the first documented joke.
Oh.
And I'm going to show it to you because I made a copy of it,
Oh, wow.
I think.
No, I saw some kind of image there.
Yeah, I got it. This is it.
What?
Well, it was on a wall, and it was in Sanskrit, I guess, and that is a joke. And it was from
Looks like-
4,000 years
I didn't have to
ago.
put my glasses on.
So that's like 2000 BC. Okay? So, all right, so it was written in Sumerian on clay tablets. These ancient jokes are so rooted in forgotten culture that the meaning has been lost.
Okay.
So a lot of times you don't even know what the heck
What are
was
they
that
saying?
joke.
Yeah,
You know, you don't
right.
get it. For instance, the first known bar joke reads, and that was this joke. This was the bar joke.
Bar?
A bar. Like, you know, a man walked into a bar. You know those
Wow.
jokes, that
Did
whole
they
thing?
even have bars back?
Well, they had taverns.
Yeah, they had something
They did.
to go in.
Okay.
They
A dog walked into a tavern and said, I can't see a thing. I'll open this one. It's hilarious, isn't it? That's the joke.
A dog walked into the bar. They said, I can't.
And I can't see a thing. I'll open this one. And they've been trying to figure out what was the reference, but nobody really knows because it could have been based on a local politician making fun of him, or it's like a cultural thing,
Right.
and nobody really knows what that joke means. But I'm sure there's a whole.
You sure there wasn't like a
bunch-
stone under there?
Well, evidently they found quite a few of these type of things, like
Okay.
so, because jokes have been around for a long
I
time.
wonder if they had one where the horse walked into the bar and the bartender said, why the long face?
Oh, that was one of my jokes, you asshole.
Well, now it's not.
Now I'm gonna read the whole damn joke to you.
This is a conversation.
Okay, so what was next? Let's see. What was number 3? All right, so these are some more ancient jokes. I'm not gonna read all of them because none of them are funny. But these are all jokes. A lot of them are from this Greek book called Philogelos, and it meant, I forgot what it means, Philogelos. I wrote it down somewhere, but you know me, I'm,
See notebook.
yeah.
Sherlock. No.
Okay, so anyway, it's from this ancient Greek book. A lot of them. Some of them are from other ancient books. Okay, so wishing to teach his donkey not to eat, a pendant did not offer him any food. When the donkey died of hunger, he said, I've had a great loss. Just when he had learned not to eat, he died.
I don't like
That
that.
was a joke.
Funny.
I don't like that.
That's funny.
I don't buy
That joke.
Well, he went through all the trouble training him, and then he died.
I know.
But anyway, all right.
it. No, I don't like it.
All right, this one's pretty funny. Well, a little bit funny.
We'll decide.
The Emperor Augustus was touring the empire when he noticed a man in the crowd who bore a striking resemblance to himself. Intrigued, he asked, was your mother at one time in service at the palace? No, your highness, he replied, but my father was.
Okay. All right. That's cute. That's funny.
Okay. All right, this one was stupid. This is actually from the Odyssey, from Homer's Odyssey.
Oh, okay.
In Homer's Odyssey, written 2,800 years ago, Odysseus indulges in some dark humor. Odysseus tells the Cyclops that his real name is Nobody. When Odysseus instructs his men to attack the Cyclops shouts, "Help! Nobody is attacking
remember
me!"
this.
And no one comes to help.
I remember that. I did. Yeah, I loved the Odyssey.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome. I never read.
Yeah, I always thought I was going to, but I never did. read it.
I read it
Yeah.
twice. I love
Yeah,
it so
really?
much. Yeah.
Should that be a
Really?
book for the book club that we're going to start?
No,
actually?
please don't.
Oh, okay.
Don't.
See,
Don't.
see, this is why we
No.
don't have the book
I
club.
loved it. I loved it. It was a really good book. But I do remember that scene. 'Cause I remember thinking in my mind, that is really funny. That's
Oh, that's funny.
This one is really, really misogynistic.
Oh, God. Well, yeah.
Well, it's ancient Egyptian. Okay, it's the world's second oldest joke. I don't know how they know that, but was found in ancient Egyptian storybook known as the Westcar Papyrus. It goes, how do you entertain a bored pharaoh? You sail a boatload of young women dressed only in fishing nets down the Nile and urge the pharaoh to go catch a fish.
No, no,
It's disgusting.
yeah, not funny. Even our audience members.
Yeah.
I know,
She
it
didn't
was
like that
terrible.
one either.
So I'm not going to read anymore, but all of them were pretty damn bad anyway. So I also found out in my research that, like, some animals laugh. I don't know how many do, but chimpanzees do.
Yeah?
You ever hear a chimpanzee go with their mouth open? They're laughing. And they usually do it from physical contact. They do, you know, like, because they tickle each other,
Yeah.
Right,
the chimpanzees, or when they wrestle, and that's usually when you'll hear that sound. And I actually saw a video of it, and it was so interesting to watch it and to hear that sound. And I said, oh my God, it does.
Yeah.
It's almost like panting, but when they laugh, like when we laugh, it's all exhalation.
Right.
When chimpanzees laugh, it's in and out. That's why it's like,
There was a video not too long ago about foxes laughing. You
That's
can
what I
search
wanted to
it
ask you
out.
about.
Yeah, about foxes and
Yeah.
horses laugh for
Yeah.
sure. Absolutely,
Really?
horses laugh. Yes.
yeah. So I saw the video. Is this
But I
is
wonder what makes them laugh, horses and foxes. Like, you know, like,
I don't know.
Well,
I'm
the foxes
sure
in the
some-
video were playing with each other.
Oh, yeah, they're like
running
dogs,
around,
so
like,
yeah.
you know, and
Okay.
having a
Yeah,
game.
and maybe a horse when they're galloping or running around. Yeah,
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
Told them a good joke.
yeah, maybe.
He
Yeah.
walked into the
Yeah.
bar. He didn't have
That's right. So anyway, I very briefly listened to this because when I found this short little video about the chimpanzees laughing, it was actually in this podcast. And I said, oh my God, when I started listening to it, I said, I think Peter and Jessica listened to this one. I've been in the car with them on long trips, and it was very familiar. You know, the voices, they have like a whole panel of things, and they take turns chiming in. And it's called Endless Thread.
that's the podcast.
That's the name of the podcast.
Endless
So
Thread.
check it out. It's a very interesting podcast.
Okay.
They're very interesting. They do a lot of research and
Oh, cool.
you know, and it's all different voices in it, which keeps it, you know,
Yeah, fresh.
good. But that's where I found the chimpanzee one. So I already told you all about that, so.
Do you guys have a favorite joke?
I used to, but it's just too convoluted to share here. But yeah,
Oh,
I used to. But and I don't even. It's like almost like you want to groan at the end because you're just like, oh.
Well, I think
Well, a lot of
most
jokes are like
yeah,
that.
a lot of jokes are like that.
dad.
You're right.
You got the term dad joke.
Yeah.
You know, and kind of-
Well, that's another thing I was reading about. There's so many different categories of jokes, you know. There's the your mama jokes,
Right,
and then the bar jokes,
Yes.
Right.
and then the knock jokes,
Yes.
and the ethnic jokes, political jokes. There's so many different kinds of jokes. And then I came across one, and it said shaggy dog jokes. And I said, what the heck are shaggy dog jokes? And then I started reading about it, and we have probably all told one of them. And when I was a kid, a lot of the jokes that we told was shaggy dog
What is
jokes.
it?
A shaggy dog joke is a joke about a shaggy dog that they got this name from. And it's like you start telling this pointless, repetitive story, and it goes on and on and on, and at the end it's something, the punchline is totally inane. And I could give you an example of a short one.
See, that's the one that I was thinking of. The joke that you were.
Exactly. That was one of them. And that one's pretty funny. I love that one. That was about
No, the one I'm thinking though, I haven't said it.
Oh, I thought you meant the one about the horse, because
No.
that one
No.
is also a shaggy. It's really a lot longer than you would think. But I thought I wrote it down. You know me. Oh, it's so funny.
It's probably
too.
in there somewhere.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Well, anyway. So, I could tell another Shaggy Dog one.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the horse one, I think I remember it and I can make it shorter. And it was a horse, a chicken, and a cow all lived in this barn. And one day, the horse heard in the house the farmer's son playing the guitar. And he said to the chicken and the cow, I would really like to learn to do that. That would be fun. So he called Guitar Center and he said, hey, I really want to learn how to play the guitar. Can you teach me? He said, yeah, no problem, man. Yeah, you come down here, we'll teach you. He said, there's one problem on my horse. So it's no problem, I could do it. So the horse learns how to play the guitar, and he's freaking phenomenal, like playing Jimi Hendrix. He's like great. So then the cow says, oh, I want to do something like that too. I want to learn something. What should I do? And the horse says, learn how to play the bass. So the cow calls Guitar Center and says, hey, I want to play the bass. And the guy there says, yeah, come on down. I'm going to teach you. It'll be fun. He said, one problem, I'm a cow. Oh, don't worry about it. I already taught a horse how to play a guitar, and he's phenomenal. I can teach you. So of course, the cow learns, and he's phenomenal. So now the horse and the cow are jamming all the time. And the chicken gets really jealous, and he says, hey, I want to play an instrument too. What should I do? And the horse said, we need a drummer. Learn how to play the drums. So the chicken learns how to play the drums. The same thing. He called the guy. He said, oh, I taught a horse and a cow. And he's phenomenal too. So now every time the family is out in the barn, they're jamming. And they are phenomenal together. So one day this music agent is driving down the road and he hears them playing, and he stops his car and he goes to the barn and he goes in and he sees the three of them playing. He said, you guys are awesome. I want to sign you. We're going to go to concerts. We're going to make records. You guys are phenomenal. You're going to be rich. This is great. So he books them and they start doing, concerts all around the place. And then one day they're supposed to, have a concert, and the horse gets a phone call, and it's like, you have to hurry up, your mom is sick, you have to come and take care of her. So he tells the other two guys, he said, I'm really sorry. They said, don't worry about it, we'll delay the first concert. You go take care of your mom. So he goes, his mom gets better, and he stays overnight. He was there for a while, and then he said, all right, Mom, you're better, I'm gonna leave tomorrow. And the next day, the agent calls, he said, it's over, forget about it. The chicken and the cow, they were on their way to where the concert is, and the plane crashed and they're dead. That's it, there's no more. So now the horse is really, really sad. And he's walking down the road, and he said, oh my God, my friends, I'm so sad. And he sees a bar, and he said, I'm just gonna go in and have one drink to take the edge off. And he goes in to the bar, and he steps up to the bar, and the bartender said, why the long face?
Oh my God.
That's an example of a Shaggy Dog joke. And I'm shocked that I remembered the whole thing.
Yeah, it's just as funny when you just say a horse wants it.
Well, the whole purpose of it is you're building up all of that tension.
Yes.
Right.
Like we used to tell one when I was a kid, because I was reading, I said, oh my God. We used to tell this joke, and it was about these people in this house, and one night they all went to bed and they hear this voice saying, it floats. It floats, and they're all huddled together, and then they hear the steps coming up the stairs, and for every step they hear, it floats, and they're so scared. So I'll shorten it. It went on for a long time, this joke, and then at the end it's right outside their bedroom door, and it's, it floats, and they scream, what floats? Ivory soap floats.
No. Oh my God.
And for some people, people, they wouldn't
Yeah.
even get that because
Right.
that was, it's kind of
Yeah.
obsolete now.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
still is
Yeah.
Ivory soap,
But, yeah.
but that was their commercial, Ivory soap floats.
Oh my God.
So that's a Shaggy. This is a funny one. Can I read it?
Well, yeah.
Let me read it. Okay.
We're looking for
All
a
right, this
funny
one is short. Oh,
Okay.
stop. I hate you.
No, you don't hate me.
I do. No. Okay. All right. So a teenage boy is getting ready to take his girlfriend to the prom. First, he goes to rent a tux, but there's a long tux line at the shop and it takes forever. Next, he has to get some flowers, so he heads over to the florist and there's a huge flower line there. He waits forever, but eventually gets the flowers. Then he heads out to rent a limo. Unfortunately, there's a large limo line at the rental office, but he's patient and he gets the job done. Finally, the day of the prom comes. The two are dancing happily and his girlfriend is having a great time. When the song is over, she asked him to get her some punch. So he heads over to the punch table and there's no punch line.
Ah, Donna. All right. Bada-bum.
Oh my God.
Mic
I
drop.
know. I know.
That was good.
Yeah, that was good.
That was not bad. I thought
Yeah.
I was gonna punch her.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys read some of these little stupid jokes.
Okay, which ones? The ones with the
I left
asterisks?
one of my papers home. Yeah, you could. You can read any ones you want.
Where do polar bears keep their money?
I know the answer.
Snowbank?
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course, you know, you wrote it down.
No. Yeah.
What do you call a well-balanced horse?
Oh, wait. What do you call a well-balanced horse?
I don't know it.
Stead? I don't know.
Stable.
Oh, I didn't know that.
What did the triangle say to the circles?
Oh, you're pointless.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Okay.
You're remembering what you wrote.
Yeah, I know. Yes, I am.
Why do
All right, I'll leave
cows
them to
wear
you.
bells?
Say it again.
Why do cows wear bells?
Ooh, so they can move.
No, because their horns don't work.
Okay. All right.
Do you
Okay.
want to read some?
Okay, but you got to give your answers.
All right.
Okay. Why did the bicycle fall over?
She's laughing already.
I remember this one.
Oh, I don't know why.
Anybody in the audience? No?
Because it was too tired.
That's right.
Okay, gotcha. These are dad jokes.
They are.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, what do bears be without bees?
What?
What do bears be without bees?
Ears.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. How do you make an egg roll?
You put it on the floor and push
You
it.
push it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. That's okay. What do you call an angry carrot? Oh, I like that one.
A pepper?
No, a steamed veggie.
Okay, here's one. All right, 2 eggs, a bagel, and a sausage walk into a bar.
They're always walking into bars.
Yes.
Bartender, my friends and I would like a cold one. The bartender replies, sorry, we don't serve breakfast.
That's actually funny.
Yeah, I think it's funny. Okay, so on a plane there's this 5-year-old kid and he's running up and down the aisles and the flight attendant is getting really annoyed and now she's serving coffee. So the kid runs up and runs into her and knocks the coffee and the coffee spills all over the place and he's standing right there and she bends down to clean up and she said, why don't you go play outside?
That would, yeah.
Okay, why don't pirates shower before walking the plank?
Because they're going to get wet anyway. They're going to get...
I don't know.
They wash up on shore.
Oh.
Oh, those poor little pirates. Oh.
Okay, only one more and then
That'll be it.
I promise. All right, 2 hunters are out in the woods when one suddenly collapses.
Oh.
He doesn't seem to be breathing and his eyes are glazed. The other guy with him whips out his phone and calls 911. I think my friend is dead. What can I do? Okay, I can help. Calm down. First, let's make sure he's dead. There is silence.
Oh, I know.
Then a gunshot is heard.
Oh, God.
Back on the phone, the guy says, okay, now what?
I knew that.
That was a good one.
Yeah, he's dead for sure.
Yeah. So, and you know, it
That was
turns
good.
another thing that I found out about, not very much, but there is what the fuck did? Sorry.
She said.
I'm sorry. Sometimes I say
said it the
bad
last
words.
I know, and I said
I know.
another one, so
I
we
have-
all said the F word at some
Not
point.
here.
We're not
Okay.
PG-13.
There is, first of all, July 1st is International Joke Day, in case you didn't know that.
Oh, I did not know that, Peg.
Is that a joke?
No, it's not a joke. Okay. Why is Cinderella bad at soccer?
Because she only has one slipper.
Because she always runs away from the ball.
Oh wait, I have a Cinderella joke. What did Cinderella say when she got to the ball?
Do you want to dance?
What?
A hairball?
Oh, God.
Oh, that's disgusting, Carol.
We're definitely not PG-13
Really,
here.
that's really.
I thought you were choking on the chips.
member is hysterical. She's laughing. Just saying.
I left something home. But anyway, I wanted to tell you about this test, and I can't find it.
A test for jokes?
No, it's like this psychological assessment that was developed by these two psychologists, and it's to assess like what your character strengths are. Mm-hmm. And it takes 10 minutes, and I want us all to do it.
Okay.
I wrote it down, and now I can't find it. I don't know where the heck I wrote it. I think I left a paper home because I had a lot more jokes than this. So you're lucky that I left the paper home. But anyway, it's kind of it just shows that humor is a characteristic strength of people psychologically.
Oh, yeah.
You know, just think of how humor gets you through so many things in your life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know.
I think of Leonard's mother on Big Bang Theory. The character.
Howard!
Yeah.
No, Leonard. He's
Yeah.
Oh, the other one, the Christine. Oh, I thought. Oh.
no, and
Yeah.
she's a therapist, and she has no sense of humor. at
Yeah,
all.
exactly. Yeah.
And
yeah.
it's just yes.
Yeah, and that's why the other guy loves her.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, it's true, and it can make it's a very attracting
Sheldon.
factor too.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
You could have now. Would you rather have somebody that's very attractive as a partner, or better sense of humor?
Oh, a better sense of humor,
It
definitely.
depends how unattractive they are. Because if they have a funny face, whatever.
Well,
but no.
I don't know, but I think people who are funny can also become more attractive
Of course.
as well.
You know, that happens a lot with people.
Yeah.
Like, when you first see them, maybe you say, oh, they're not that good looking. I mean, I'm going back to my younger days.
Yes.
I mean, now I
Me
don't
too.
judge people
Yeah.
like that. But as I get to know them, it's funny when you like a person how all of a sudden your opinion of their physical appearance
Absolutely.
changes. You know, you find them attractive just because of their personality. So I'm so mad at myself that I left that information home. But I thought that would be a very interesting test for us to all do this survey at home.
Okay. Right.
And then you could print it out and you bring it with, and we'll see how honest we are
We'll
about
banter about
ourselves.
it next time.
Yeah.
All right, that
yeah.
would be good.
I'll send it to you.
Okay.
I'll send it. It takes about 10 minutes.
Everybody.
Yeah. I actually wrote it down and I can't remember.
That's all right. We can do it. It'll be like next time. We'll start off the next
Yeah.
one, which I think will be your topic next time.
Oh, is it? Okay, I'll have to come
Yeah.
up with a topic.
Oh, you don't have one already?
Not,
Oh,
well, I have several as a possibilities, but yeah, we definitely went over our 40 minutes.
Okay.
Oh, did we?
Yeah, I didn't
Oh.
put the timer on, but I did
Oh, I'm
look at the-
surprised. I thought it was going to be too short.
No,
So-
you had a lot
No,
there.
it was good.
Okay. And I left some of it out too. So.
I know that's
Alrighty.
the thing. There's so much sometimes that you just pick and choose what works.
Did
for
you
the
ever think
conversation.
like what if you guys were ever going to be a superhero? Would you ever pick a name for yourself as a superhero?
Oh my! I never thought about it.
No. I have to say, I'm sure you did.
I would. I said I would choose the word ironic, and then when there's trouble, I would run past so everybody could say, "Isn't that ironic?"
That's a good one.
On that note, we'll go. Thank you for watching.
That was
Thank
good.
you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Sorry about the jokes.
No, they were funny. That was good.
No, you didn't think that they were funny.
You were
Some
funny.
of those old ones were not funny.
All right, are you saying goodbye?
Oh, yes.
Goodbye.
Bye, everybody.